Just if I could press the point a bit here, this new scenario you're painting is quite different from the traditional idea that we have of leaders being authority figures and showing the way and having to lead. If I could borrow the dialect phrase, bo tua bo sui, that sense of hierarchy. How are we going to make this transition from where we've been to where you say we need to go? I mean, what in your mind should be done to get us there?
I think we're all experimenting. We don't quite know what is the optimal balance point, and it may vary from situation to situation. Botoa Bosoi expresses something very basic in our nature. All social animals have a pecking order. They may have to fight to establish a pecking order, but they have a pecking order. And without a pecking order, however defined, however policed, you can't create social organizations. If it's too rigid, it's probably ineffective. But if there's no pecking order, group effort may not be possible. So philosophically, there'll always be high and low, big and small. But as to the operationalization of that principle, I think it's contextual and it depends on the situation. Even in the armed services, Army, Navy, Air Force, in the Army, hierarchies have always been more important. Less in the Navy, least in the Air Force. And pilots, especially fighter pilots, have always been individualistic. It's a job requirement. It's a technological requirement. It's a domain requirement. And our ability to tune for different situations is very important. And it requires, from those in leadership positions, a certain programmability. And sometimes it's important for those who are in leading positions to become students in certain situations. So when I move into Facebook, move into blogging, I decided I knew much less than the young people around me. So if I had wanted to put on airs and tried to pretend I knew when I did not, I would have learned nothing. So I put myself into a position of a student again. And they knew they were teaching me, so they felt a sense of responsibility to make sure that I was well educated. And that was fine, because if they didn't feel responsible for me, I would have made mistakes. But and they still do feel responsible for me, so they help me avoid mistakes. And that helps. So I would say a certain programmability is a requirement today. If you think you know everything, you can't lead. You must accept that in certain areas you do not know and be prepared to learn from others and take advice.